Today we're moving into multiplying decimals, and then the instructions are find each product. So basically, just multiply this out. First thing we're gonna do, multiply the numbers, ignore the decimal. Like there's some decimal places, ignore the decimal point. So just multiply numbers. I know you guys have a traditional way when you guys write them up, and then each time you guys write it down on the next row, you guys move one space to the right and so on and so forth. I know you guys have that method, but in my case, let me multiply Lattice multiplication, the little boxes that we did yesterday. Let me do it that way. I noticed that in my case, one of my numbers has 3 digits, the other one has 4 digits. So I'm going to do a 3 by 4 box. So I'm going to go, so I'm going to create the box. It's going to be a 3 by 4. And from what I remember yesterday, the boxes were cut in the center. So I'm going to multiply 348 times 3,791. Like I said, I'm ignoring the decimal place. I'll deal with it later. And then just remember, the first box is 3 times 3, so I'm just going to write 9. Then 3 times 7 gives me 21. 3 times 9 gives me 27. 3 times 1. So remember, just fill out the boxes. I'm going to get 12, 28, 36, 4, 24, 56, 72, and 8. Let me give you guys a little time to catch up on the filling of the boxes. I'm multiplying Lattice method. Just because I feel that it's a little bit easier when the numbers are big. But if you guys are comfortable multiplying a different way, multiply a different way. Like multiply however you know how to multiply. Now for my answer, I'm just going to add the rows. The first number is an 8. The second number is a 4 and 2, so that's 6. The second row is 6, 7, 6, 3, so I add the numbers. That gives me 19, 22. Write down the 2. Carry the 20. 2 plus 4 plus 5 plus 8 plus 3 plus 7 plus 0. It is, let's see, 10, 29. So carry down the 2. And 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2, 11. So write down the 1, carry down the 10. And then I have what, 13? Make the 1. So let me just write the numbers that are wrapped around it. 1, 3, 1, 9, 2, 6, 8. Like I said, I was ignoring the decimal place. Right, I just multiply my numbers. I ignore the decimal place. Now for the decimal, I count the decimal places. I notice that one number has 1 decimal place, and what I call decimal place is how many numbers after the decimal point. So one number has 1 decimal place, the other number has 2. 1 and 2 combined is 3. My answer should have 3 decimal places. Once again, what I call the decimal place is how many numbers after the decimal point. One number had 1 decimal place, the other one had 2, so 1 and 2 combined is 3. That's why my answer has 3 decimal places. So multiply the numbers, ignore the decimal, multiply the numbers, and at the end, add the decimal place. Just real quick on number 2, I noticed that one number has 1 decimal place, the other number has 1 decimal place, 1 and 1 combined is 2. My answer should have 2 decimal places. Alright, so let me ignore the decimal place for right now. I'm just going to multiply 411 times 437. It's a 3 by 3 box. going to go 411 times 437. And then 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times 3, 4 times 7, and 1 times 4, 1 times 3, 1 times 7, and then 1 times 4, 1 times 3, 1 times 7. So when I add my numbers, I have 7, 10, so I carry down the 1. 1 plus 4 plus 3 plus 8, that is 16. 1 plus 4 plus 2 plus 2, that's 9. 6 plus 1, and then 1. So my numbers are 179607, and I know I have 2 decimal places. Remember, 2 decimal places because one number had 1 decimal place, the other one had 1, so 1 and 1 combined is 2, so 2 decimal places. Once again, I'm multiplying the T's method. I do my boxes and multiply that way, but if you guys are comfortable multiplying a different way, multiply however you're comfortable. There will be some cases when there's some rounding done. What I mean with that is, imagine I have to do a number with 2 decimal places. Let me clear this up first. I guess it's processing. Let me ignore this number, but let's say I had a decimal that I have 2 decimal places, and my answer is like 12590. 2 decimal places, I put it right before the 9, because I have 2 decimal places. Sometimes we can ignore the zeros after the decimal point, the numbers at the end. So sometimes people write this as 125.9. Or 0.90 or 0.9, people consider it the same thing. So sometimes you guys might be like, well, I'm supposed to have 2 decimal places, but can I write just 1? Only if the last number was a 0. Like you can ignore the numbers, the zeros at the end, after the decimal point. You can ignore it. But like I said, that's what we call random. Let me do one more example. Let me take a look at number 3. I'm going to go 456 times 316. So I'm going to do a 3 by 3. I'm just going to cut my squares in half. I'm going to go 456 multiplied by 316. Now 4 times 3, 4 times 1, 4 times 6, and 5 times 3, 5 times 1, 5 times 6, 6 times 3, 6 times 1, and 6 times 6. I just add my numbers, the 6 at the beginning. 6 plus 3 is 9. 8 plus 5 plus 3 plus 4, that's 20. So carry down the 2. 2 plus 1 plus 5 plus 4 plus 2, that's 14. 1 plus 1 plus 2, and then 1. So my answer, I write 144096, and I'm going to have 2 decimal places. Because one number had 1, the other one had 1, 1 and 1 combined is 2, so 2 decimal places.